It's first thing on a Monday morning and your boiler has packed in. The plumber is due tonight, but you don't get paid for another 10 days and you have no emergency fund. This scenario isn't make-believe, but a real-world emergency that any of us could face. For some, their only option is to apply for a short-term loan. However, depending on your employer, you may be able to request a salary advance. But should you do this? In this video, I look at all the reasons for and against it. What is a salary advance? A salary advance is a loan from your employer or a third-party lender that your employer has an agreement with. Through the salary advance scheme, an employee can access part of their salary before payday. The loan will then be paid back through your paycheck minus any fees. Are salary advances common? Well, actually, salary advances are pretty common in the UK and more common than you'd imagine. In the highly competitive recruitment marketplace, a salary advance is now being presented as a benefit or a perk of employment in some companies. Historically, you'd have to go to your employer and ask for an advance, but nowadays, many company portals allow you to log in and automatically make the request based on the hours worked since your last payday. How do salary advances work? A salary advance is a loan from your employer ahead of your payday. Commonly, your employer will engage with a third-party organisation that can administer the loan based on the amount you've worked since your last payday. It's important to note that your full salary will never be available as part of the loan. It is usually a percentage of the amount you've worked, often around 50%. For example, if you have worked 50% of your contracted hours this month, then 50% of the 50%, so 25%, could be available for a salary advance. Some organisations choose to administer salary advances from within their own payroll department, while others use an external organisation. It is our understanding that there's no specific rules around this, only that the availability of a salary advance must be uniform across the company. Whenever you receive your salary on your normal payday, your employer will first pay the loan company or themselves back for the loan value and any fee that's attributed to it. Your normal payroll deductions such as taxes and national insurance contributions will still apply to your full salary. Benefits of salary advances for employees, well, they remove the worry of money, they remove the stress over money or lack of money, and how that can often have a negative effect on your mental health, well-being, and ultimately your productivity. Even if you don't use a salary advance, knowing it is available will remove the immediate worry about money. This will allow you to maintain your focus on your job without distraction. They ease the transition from weekly to monthly pay. Moving from one weekly pay to a monthly pay is a huge change for many people, especially those who are not used to budgeting monthly. I have had a personal experience with helping people to plan for this, and with a couple of months preparation, you can do so. But if you didn't prepare for that change in your pay schedule, this can be a considerable challenge. A salary advance can help you brace this shock and making moves to a monthly pay a whole lot more manageable. A salary advance is often described as an interest-free loan. Because you are borrowing from already earned income, no interest would be payable on the amount borrowed. The drawbacks though of salary advances, they do promote negative financial habits. Having to borrow from your salary in an emergency sometimes can't be helped, and that's fine. However, if you're dipping into your salary through a salary advance more than once or twice a year, then this is a sign that you need to take action and review your spending habits. If you're considering a salary advance right now, you're likely under financial stress, and while this isn't the best decision to take the advance, it might be the best option for you. Be mindful that once this event passes, you might need to review your budget and make some decisions on your household and personal spending. If you're already in debt and are considering a salary advance, this would be a huge indicator that you need to make positive changes to your own financial well-being. While a salary advance is technically an interest-free loan, the companies that provide this on behalf of your organisation or company will often charge a fee for doing so. This could be a fixed amount per borrowing or a percentage of the money loaned. Always check the fine print to confirm what the true costs of borrowing the money are. There are lower cost alternatives. While a salary advance is a relatively low-cost way to access your earnings early, it isn't the cheapest. A 0% credit card, if you have one, can provide immediate access to a payment method. Please note that cash advances often come with fees, and interest is payable immediately on withdrawing the funds from an ATM. There's also a question around the legality of salary advances. At the end of 2022, there was a significant challenge brought forward against their use. The question is around their legality and how this affects other salary-related issues such as benefits. I have linked some further notes below so that you can go off and do your own research, but there's no definitive answer on that at this time. There are some tips then for avoiding the need for a salary advance. In my opinion, salary advances are best ignored altogether unless you're in a true financial emergency. A regular reliance on them could lead to further and greater emergencies in the future. To reduce the risk of needing a salary advance, here are 4 top tips for you to consider. Number 1, budgeting and financial planning. It's hard to consider setting a budget when you're in a true financial emergency. It will, however, pass, and there is no better time to make positive changes to your finances than right now. Setting a budget and having a financial plan shouldn't be complicated. You can start though by reading my budgeting guide over on founder.co.uk. Number 3 is negotiating a higher salary. Many of us expect a wage increase each year. Some companies provide this and others don't. For most of us though, asking for a wage increase can be very daunting. The most effective way that I have found in asking for a wage increase is by providing a strong justification for it. Detailing out your value and the contribution above anything that you were hired for is a great first step. Number 4 is debt counselling or financial coaching. There are absolutely zero stigmas today in asking for help with financial planning. It is often nowadays more applauded, as it very well should be. It won't be easy, but it will be a huge step in managing your finances better. If you're asking yourself if you need debt advice, and I promise you, you do. My final thoughts then on salary advances. There may be a time and a place when a salary advance is a necessity for you, and that's completely fine. A salary advance can often provide a reduction in stress when money worries are at an all-time high. This is good for you and good for your employer. If you need a salary advance and it's available, this is always advisable to take over a payday loan or a loan shark. However, salary advances should be treated with caution. There is no better way to mitigate money worries than through proper financial planning and budgeting. The use of a salary advance can prompt and begin bad money habits, with the reliance on getting your wages early creating huge budgeting issues, especially if you're using the salary advance outside of true emergencies. If you're in a financial emergency right now, I hope this gives you some direction and a plan to work toward. Remember, with focus and effort, this will pass. And if you're not in a financial emergency right now, I still urge you to create a budget and stick to it. Use any headroom in your budget to build an emergency fund, as this is the most reliable way to secure your own financial freedom. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this content, you like this video, and you like what I say, please feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. Share my content with somebody who might be interested or might need it, and I look forward to seeing you in a future video.